Hey guys, welcome back. I hope that everything went okay with your past homework on discriminant and writing equations and the remainder theorem. Hopefully your notes provided you a lot of assistance. Today we're going to work on division of polynomials. So we're going to work on how to find those roots that we talked about yesterday. Okay, we're going to do both long and synthetic division. This is something you should have seen in Algebra 2, and I'm hoping that you did. But regardless, we're still going to take it pretty slow and hopefully won't have many problems. So sections A and B in the review section of your homework, you need to refer to the notes from those days because they are review. Section 2 is long division. First, what you want to do is put the divisor and the dividend in standard form. So make sure everything is on one side. Make sure everything is in descending exponents attached to the x. So, like x cubed, then x squared, then x, then no x. Make sure they're in that order. It's very important. Then you want to divide the first term of the divisor into the first term of the dividend. And you'll write this up top and then multiply the quotient and write it underneath. Multiply the quotient by the divisor and write it underneath. Step 4, subtract. I recommend to think of this as switching signs and adding. Okay, I know all those steps seemed way confusing, so I think that it's just best if we start working some examples, and I think that you'll be okay. Alright, so this first example asks us to divide 6x cubed plus 11x squared, minus 24x minus 7 by 2x minus 3. Now, we want to put the 2x minus 3 out here. Okay? Then we're going to write the polynomial underneath. And remember, step 1 was to make sure they were in standard form, but they already were, so that was really good. You didn't have to rearrange anything. So, now I want to start my division. So, this one's pretty much all written for you. The only thing that you're going to need to do is switch the signs whenever I do, because I didn't write them in switched yet. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to pay attention to this first term right here, 2x. This is what's going to guide your division every step of the way. So I look at 6x cubed and I divide it. You can either think of it one of two ways. You can say to yourself, what would I multiply 2x by to make it match 6x cubed? Or you can say 6x cubed divided by 2x. So there's two different ways to think about it. I've kind of thought about it both ways, and I think both are kind of helpful. So if I look at that, I know that to get the 6, I've got to multiply 2 by 3. So that's why I have a 3 written here. And to get my x to equal x cubed, I've got to have an x squared. So that's where this 3x squared came from. You could have also thought of it as 6x cubed divided by 2x, which would have given you 3x squared. Now you're going to multiply. 3x squared times 2x is going to give me 6x cubed. 3x squared times negative 3 will give you negative 9x squared. So now you need to write this down. We're going to switch this to subtraction, and this becomes addition. Okay, think of it as in long division, normally with just numbers, we would have always subtracted, which is really switching signs and adding. So we're going to think of it that way since we have some negative and positive numbers. It's maybe a little bit easier to think of it this way. Now I'm going to get 11x squared plus 9x equals 20x squared, and this 6x cubed minus 6x cubed cancels and goes away. So now I'm looking at this one right here. It's 20x squared. And this is where my next term on top is going to come from. So I ask myself, what do I need to multiply 2x by to make it match 20x squared? Or I can say 20x squared divided by 2x. And both those numbers equal 10x. And sure enough, 10x times 2x gives me 20x squared. 10x times negative 3 gives me negative 30x. Oh, and I forgot to mention you need to make sure and drag this next term down. So this is where that negative 24x came from. Okay, so now we've done our multiplication. We need to switch our signs. So 20x squared minus 20x squared cancels. And then negative 24x plus 30x gives me a positive 6x. And I'm going to drag down this negative 7, write it right here. And then the next number that's going to guide my, what I write up here is this is your 6x. So these are the important numbers right here, and right there. That's what guides your multiplication. Okay? So I ask myself, what do I need to multiply 2x by to get it to match 6x? Or what's 6x divided by 2x? And that's 3. 3 times 2x is 6x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. Then I'm going to switch my signs and add. My 6x's cancel, and I'm left with 2. Negative 7 plus 9 is 2. This is my remainder because there's nothing else to drag down, so it's my remainder. So I'm going to write this expression right here, and then instead of writing r, I'm going to put plus 2, my remainder, divided by the original divisor. So this is the way that you're going to want to write it. Okay? Now, to do this next one, remember the first thing that you want to do is check and see if it's in standard form, which these both are not in standard form. I've got exponents all out of whack in the first one, and in this one it's arranged completely backwards in how I want it. So whenever I write it in here, I want to make sure everything's written in order. 3x to the 4th plus, 15x. Wouldn't be a full class if I didn't grab my whiteout at some point, right? Okay, then I'll have minus 5x cubed, and then plus 15x squared minus 4x plus 3. All this is being divided by x squared minus x minus 4. Or excuse me, plus 4. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this one with you, but we're going to write it down together. Okay, so first I ask myself, what do I need to multiply x squared by to make it equal 3x to the 4th, or either you can think of it as division, okay? So those are the numbers right there that I'm worried about. So I need to multiply it by 3x squared. This is a 3. So I'm going to do 3x squared times x squared and times negative x and times 4, and that's going to give me what I write down here. So I'll have 3x to the 4th minus 3x cubed minus 12x squared. Now remember, I need to switch my signs. These are going to cancel. This is going to be negative 2x cubed. Or this had been a positive, it changed to negative. 3x times 4 is positive 12x squared, and then it changed to a negative. So this is plus 3x squared, and then I drag down my negative 4x. So now I need to decide what to multiply x squared by to make it cancel with the negative 2x cubed, and that's going to be minus 2x. So negative 2x times x squared will give me negative 2x cubed plus 2x squared minus 8x. Okay, now I'm going to change my signs. these two are going to cancel. This will give me an x squared. And this will give me plus 4x. Drag down my 3. Okay, so what do I need to multiply now? What do I need to write up here to make it match this x squared? And what's x squared divided by x squared? That would be a positive 1. Solve x squared minus x plus 4 below it. I'm going to switch on my signs. My remainder is 5x minus 1. So I'll have 3x squared minus 2x plus 1 plus 5x minus 1 divided by x squared minus x plus 4. And that's my answer. Now, your next example, in the back of this page, you're supposed to do by yourselves. So go ahead and work on that, and I'm going to have to switch over to another video. So go ahead and start on that example while Mr. Cripps is getting this set up. You can do it.